Hello and welcome to Orbit International Youth Talk Show. Now this talk show is a youth space and forum where young people get to share their challenges, hopes, aspirations and dreams. Now today we're with a beautiful young lady and her name is Tendai Jambga. Tendai is a health and wellness curator and she's also a yoga teacher. Now I know most of the season we're talking about business, sexual reproductive health, youth empowerment, how young people can, be more empowered in terms of everything else. But we've been leaving out health and wellness, and it's so important that as young people we're healthy and we're well, because it leads to success. It leads to confidence. So Tendai is one of the youngest yoga teachers, and she's here to tell us more about how young people can be more healthy. And we're also going to be talking about yoga. Now I'm sure you're wondering, what is yoga? Yoga brings balance to the body, mind and soul, and Tendai will be telling us more about that. Welcome, Tendai.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for making time. Now Tendai, you are a lawyer by profession and a yoga teacher by passion or calling. Let me put it as that. Are you saying that you were never really passionate about law?
No, I wasn't.
Really?
No. When I actually look back at it, I see that I wanted to become a diplomat because I saw my grandfather being a diplomat.
Right.
I saw the great things that he used to do, and I thought that to do that I needed to go to school, study law and global and international studies, and then find my way there. Throughout the process, it just so happened that I realized that my health and my wellness and seeing people win was actually my purpose.
Okay, so you don't regret wasting all that time, or let's not say wasting, but using all that time studying law and trying to understand all the policies, yet at the end of the day you're a yoga teacher?
No, because I think that over time you realize whenever you study, whatever you've done, everything ties in at some point.
Yes.
There's a time I was fascinated by law and anthropology. There's a time that I love sociology. There's a time that I love just traveling.
Okay.
All of those things have now culminated into my business, which is African Beauty Factory.
Okay, so Tendai, I know that you were in Italy and the Caribbean after you did your law degree, and you were trying to find ways as to how people back in Zimbabwe can also find sustainable livelihoods and have sustainable development. Tell me more about that.
So, first of all, it actually wasn't even after my degree. It was hilarious because I called my parents and I said, I actually don't want to be here anymore. Studying this, I felt that I can be doing law and global and international studies and data information systems would make me powerful.
Yes.
However, traveling for me was my life. I believe that education also includes travel and finding out about different cultures. So by the time that I had called them, I think they already knew me. So I went to Thailand, found out that I loved learning about another culture. And then during the semester break, I then went to Italy for an internship in sustainable development at a company called Limitate, where we were working with kids, with children that had been involved in gang violence, finding out how music and film and arts could keep them in school.
Of which music plays such a critical role. It's so powerful.
Exactly. I actually learned that first from my grandfather, who was the head of a church choir and who used to teach us that. So for me, that was incredible. Then went to Norway and learned about sustainable development and social innovation from a different side. I then got to meet with a couple of mentors who taught us how it was working in Scandinavian countries. Went back now to Australia and worked for an incredible company called Spark International, who then taught me about how change makers are in the country. Change makers are not going to come from outside and save us, but they're within. These are the diamonds in the rough. These are the people that are doing even sewing in your community. Have you been providing them with the tools and empowering them? So for me, that's where I believe that Zimbabwe can learn. It's finding who the change makers are in your society and empowering them. Nobody's going to come from outside and save you, but it has to come from within and within you, knowing that you are a change maker.
Okay, so let's now go to health and wellness. Now that we know that you did not enjoy law and you found yourself when you were actually doing more of health and yoga. So what is yoga? Because I'm sure everyone is dying to know what are we talking about?
Because in yoga we always envision like an old man sitting in a cave going or like a skinny girl putting herself into like pretzels and shapes you could never imagine.
Exactly.
Well, yoga is the architecture of peace. Yoga is a discipline and it's a science. Yoga is connecting your mind, your body and your spirit. I believe that it's connecting your mind, your body and spirit in order to for you to fulfill your purpose.
Yes.
There is no way that if you're not feeling well with yourself and confident within yourself, that you're going to even have the guts to say, actually, I can go achieve my dreams.
Yes.
Actually, I want to be a baker. Actually, I can be the best farmer.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's yoga.
Okay. So I know that you started realizing or understanding more about yoga when your mom had a surgery, and that's when you started saying, I can actually grow into this. Tell me more about that.
My mom slipped some discs in her C7 and was told that she's never going to walk again. Okay. Being at that young age, it broke my heart because I saw my pillar break.
Yeah.
I saw somebody that's a parent who we all think are robots.
Yes.
All of a sudden break and become very vulnerable. I went with her for her first yoga sessions, and I realized, actually, I like this. But most importantly, I realized that I was broken as well.
Okay.
I realized that somebody else had an injury, but it caused an emotional injury within myself, and I would need to heal that.
Okay. So how long have you been teaching yoga for?
Ooh, that's a tough one, because I'd been doing yoga for the past 13 years.
Okay.
And I was very afraid to teach. I then started applying to different schools. And the way I got my yoga teacher training is serendipitous, to say the least. It was incredible. But I've been only teaching for 1 year.
Really?
But I didn't want to. I didn't want to, because imagine, I'm sharing my heart. I didn't want to teach yoga as you're putting your left leg over here, you're doing this. I wanted to teach yoga from a very real place. But that then meant that I had to show myself. And
it took a long time for you to then show
trust
yourself.
It, yeah.
Well, after the short break, we'll continue with Tendai, as we're going to be talking about her wellness spa and how yoga can actually change our lives whilst we're also being healthy. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the show. Now, just before the break, we were with a beautiful young lady named Tendai Jambga, who is a health and wellness curator, and she's also a yoga teacher, one of the youngest in Zimbabwe. And we're here talking about why young people should be more healthy. It leads to success and confidence, and we're going to be talking about yoga too. Welcome back, Tendai.
Thank you.
So, Tendai, can you link yoga and spirituality? Because actually I came for a session on Monday because Tendai urged me and said, listen, you have to come before we have an episode to just experience. And the next day, I have to tell you, I felt so invincible. Like, I usually wake up sometimes in pain sometimes, and I felt like I can overcome anything really. So link it with me.
I remember you saying to me after the session, Tendai, are you a Christian?
Yes.
And I said to you, yes, I am.
You actually looked at me funny.
I looked at you funny. I was like, girl, of course I'm a Christian. And then we even had a conversation about, so how is like a Methodist, my grandparents, and we had that conversation. And I'm glad that we did. And I loved what you said when you said that yoga, it felt like yoga brought you closer to God.
It did, because during the session, I mean, the music and everything quiet, I got time to pray during that time. So a lot of people have a misconception that yoga is for Indian people and they're praying to their gods and all. No, it has nothing to do with that. It brings peace. And just
yoga meets you where you are.
Exactly.
And it is just you finding peace within yourself.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about your beauty factory, right? Where does this come from?
So African Beauty Factory is a play on words, because I believe that wellness has always originated in Africa. We tend to, whenever we think about a beauty line, we always think about makeup, we think about products to put on your face to beautify, to lighten your skin, but we never think about, hold on, what's happening in your mind? We never think about affirmations. So within African Beauty Factory, we have got some products, but those products are your affirmation journals. It is how you can journals about how you can do better within your body, even short clips about how motivation for you to build into yourself. We've even got aromatherapy oils, incense. Just
which one of them you gave them to me on Monday?
Yes,
so good.
Yes.
Okay, so do you believe that a lot of young people, let's go to young people, are living a lot of unfulfilled lives because they're not healthy enough or they're not balanced enough.
Without a doubt. I think that a lot of young people are not honest with themselves.
Yeah.
I think that we are told to do things in our lives that we don't want to do. We have our passions and then we're told what to go to school for.
Yes.
I think that that causes a conflict within ourselves when we get to an age where we realize that I'm not good enough. When that self-doubt creeps in, we don't have the confidence to stand in that authenticity of ourselves.
Yes. You know, it's interesting. I mean, my director can affirm to this that every season we have a young person who is now in the dance industry or in the arts or doing something else that they didn't go to school for.
Yes.
Like, for example, we had a guy who did a math degree and now he's a dancer. He shelved that and he gave the degree back to his parents and said, listen, this was for you. I'm just gonna do my. So it continues to say you need to just follow your passion to be happier.
Yes. And that comes with being true to yourself.
Yeah.
How many people know themselves?
Yeah.
And I mean truly know yourself.
Exactly.
Do you know yourself in the empty moments?
Yeah.
Do you know what disappointment feels like? Do you know what betrayal feels like? Do you know what love and joy feels like without allowing people to shut you up?
That's amazing, man.
Okay,
so you made a big decision to go to Bali, which is in Indonesia.
Yes, that was a big deal.
It was a big deal. Why did you make that decision?
I think that decision caught up with me. I was actually looking for schools to go teach, and I ended up applying to this one school. And somebody, the lady, her name's Daphne Charles, who runs the program, sent me an email back and she said, Tendai, have you ever heard about our scholarship program? I said, no, I haven't. I then went back and I looked at it. She said to me, fine, apply for it. I applied now for the scholarship. Had a conversation with her. I remember I prayed that morning. I was drinking ginger tea and I said, okay, God, if this is for me, then let it be fulfilled. During the conversation on Skype, was very nervous. Zesa went off for her as well. Electricity went off in India. And she was like to me, let's call back. After 5 minutes, call back. And she said to me, Tina, I'm going to give you the scholarship.
Wow.
And I said, oh, half a scholarship? And she says, no, I'm going to give you the full scholarship and I'm going to find somebody to pay for your ticket for you as well.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Somebody paid for my ticket and also my yoga teacher training certification. And these are people I've never met before. These are people that don't know me from above, so this was her first time speaking to me. Hence why I'll always know that whatever's meant for you will always find you. That's where you just have to dream and keep pushing through.
All right. So, you know, I know that with yoga, you've taken it so far to the extent that you're going into children's homes. And you know, these children are broken inside, and through yoga you're actually helping them realize their brokenness and the healing process. And you also help women with endometriosis. Now I know Tine Mataz came to my episode, you know, on the 3rd season, and you know, she was dealing with endometriosis, and you are helping those women actually feel better. And you were telling me before that there's one woman who was doing yoga with endometriosis who's pregnant now. Tell me more about that. Why did you choose to give back to the community in such a way?
That was part of the deal with the scholarship. I believe that when I did ask for Daphne Charles about what does this scholarship entail, she says, tell me what you want to do for your community with yoga. My idea of yoga is not stretching on a mat. My idea is linking your mind, body, and your spirit. So by going into children's homes, I remember sitting down at a meeting and I sat down with the manager and she said to me, Tendai, why do you want to do this? And I said, I believe the children are broken. At the end of the conversation, I then said, but please can I also work with the adults? She says, why? I said, because children don't grow up. Our bodies get bigger, but our hearts get torn up. So as much as I know you said that I'm dealing with children that are broken and realizing their brokenness, a lot of adults are broken and also still dealing with that as well. So I decided to do it because I was given a chance. I was given a chance to do exactly what I wanted, and how could I not have that responsibility to also teach others? In your sessions, you remind people that whatever they desire
they already have it.
Yes.
They should take up peace and love. They are beings of love and peace and joy. That is so powerful, because as young people, we are never told that.
Yes.
Tell me more about that.
We're always told, oh, not yet. Oh, no, you can't do this.
Yeah.
You need to be able to achieve this first.
Yes.
We're always taught that there are shortcomings. We're always told we're not good enough.
Yes.
I want people to know that when you come into my class, I'm going to affirm you. I'm going to tell you how valuable and how amazing and how incredible you are, because now when the world tells you that, at least now you can stand up on your own 2 feet and say, actually, no, I can do it, and it's already mine.
It's amazing. Tendai, thank you so much for coming through, and I wish you all the best. And we will keep coming to your yoga sessions, and we will keep promoting
and you will keep growing and keeping abundant with body, mind, and soul.
Thank you so much. Well, after the short break, we will meet 3 phenomenal ladies whose lives have been changed through yoga and through the help of Tendai. Tendai, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the show. Now, just before the break, we're with an amazing young lady named Tendai Jambga, and she is a health and wellness curator, and she's also one of the youngest yoga teachers in the whole of Zimbabwe. She was telling us a little bit about why young people should slow down, be healthier, and try to have balance within their lives. And right now we have 2 phenomenal women who, you know, whose lives have been changed by yoga, and they're here to tell us a little bit about their story. And we have Carol first. Hi, Carol.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thanks. And
You're amazing. You're such a beautiful soul. From the time I met you, like, you're just a bubbly person.
Do you want anything?
Okay, so when did you start, or when did you decide to start yoga, and why?
Okay. First of all, stress and shingles and different things.
Yeah, yeah.
And I had a friend who had went to yoga.
Yeah.
And she said to me, "You've got to come.
Yeah.
Your life will change."
Uh-huh.
And as you said, but now hold on now. You keep talking about all these young girls and their health.
Yeah.
I know I'm very young, but I'm probably the oldest here. So
But you're very young inside, yes.
So I also need my health and everything. So, as you said about the Christian point of view,
yes,
it's all fine.
Yes.
And I went reluctantly. I used to have terrible anxiety attacks.
Okay.
My health was never. Well, basically, since I started yoga in March, it's over 2 years now.
Okay.
I can't tell you how much my life has changed.
Right.
I've become more positive. I can get to yoga class.
Yeah.
And I can be so down or have a headache or shingles or whatever ailment. And honestly, from the bottom of my heart, it's the truth. I only took the truth.
Yeah.
You come out and you're so busy, not chanting, but exercising, praying, music,
exactly,
happiness.
Yeah.
It's an hour out of your life that just changes your mindset.
Yes.
And I go to as many as about 6 a week.
That's amazing.
I love it.
You know, it's interesting. We were just having this conversation before, and you were saying you were also worried about the Christian aspect. Like, yoga, is it Christian?
I know.
What am I going to be doing? But then you get to realize that you draw closer to God.
You do.
And you were telling me how, you know, you used to be a not very confident person, and how yoga has changed you. Tell me about that.
I know. I just seem to be like, I'm walking straighter.
Yeah.
If I don't see my friend for a month, and we have lunch, and she says, "I can't believe what you're looking like. You look so peaceful. Your face is so relaxed. It's just yoga again."
Yeah.
And I've lost so much weight.
Yeah.
Which is nice. It's been good to lose
amazing.
in a good way.
Okay.
And I pray as you do yoga. Like, for example, Tendai is amazing. Her adjectives, as I said to you, to describe life and wisdom and knowledge and
how she supports you during the session.
She does, and
that's amazing.
she gives you these lovely feelings to think about. It's like a meditation.
Yes.
And I just feel so close to God. And I pray the whole time.
Yes, exactly.
As I told you, even when we do that, stand right up like that and go back.
And you're praising
and
God.
say hallelujah, amen.
That's amazing.
And I come out all excited.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Well, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much.
And I'll be joining
you're so
you in the
lovely.
next session.
And
Yeah.
people will come.
Well, just now we're going to be meeting Christina, who's also another lady whose life has been changed by yoga. Welcome, Christina.
Thank you very much.
You are looking very natural hair. I need to have an episode like this. We need to have conversations around this. So tell me, what drew you to yoga? Because Christina, for your own information, she was on point, on Monday, and it was amazing. It was really amazing. So why did you choose to do yoga?
I used to walk and run, and I started feeling like I need to do something else, so I can do stretches. So I thought yoga would be perfect for just stretching. After a good run, and then I do a yoga session and I stretch my muscles. So I thought yoga would be perfect. But when I got to yoga, I discovered that it's also touching on the mindset.
Yes.
And how yoga has really helped me is in terms of focusing. Focusing on the things that you want to do.
Yes.
And believing that you can.
Exactly.
Anything that you want is already yours.
Yes.
And it has helped me in terms of parenting. My daughter is 12 years old, and she's getting to a stage where she's needs confidence. Playing sports. Her academics. And I've now discovered I can talk to her and give her, more encouragement, and
That's
telling
amazing.
her that, you can do it. And she's been joining me for some of the classes, which has been helping her shape herself.
Which is
and
amazing.
she's been doing very well in terms of her sport. If you're playing hockey, she's focusing on hockey.
Yes.
And believing, that, anything that she wants to do,
It's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
So it has really helped me in terms of, gaining confidence for, my children.
Yes.
And, getting them to focus on what they want to do.
Okay, it's interesting when we had the session, when we do something very painful, Tendai will remind you, you're stronger than you think you are, or you're more confident than you think you are. What lessons do you draw from, every yoga session?
In every yoga session, I come out thinking, anything that I would think, maybe I'm not going to be able to do that, or something that I'm afraid to do, I can do. It also helps me in terms of, setting my objectives. Tendai, the instructor will always say, ask me questions, and then, I'll pause and think, okay, what is it that I really like doing?
Exactly.
Are you happy?
Yes.
Do you like? At my age, you'd think whatever you're doing, you probably like. But you're now stopping and thinking, wait a minute, but do I like doing? Do I really enjoy doing what I'm doing? Am I happy doing what it is that I'm doing? So I've been finding that I'm now questioning everything that I do, and also awareness of self, loving myself, not worrying about what other people think or society, but everything is centered on me. So the 1 hour session that I'll have of yoga, it's about me. It's my me time. Exactly. Where I'm relaxing, I'm thinking about me, and also being aware of the environment. I'm now listening to birds sing.
Yes.
I can feel the breeze.
Instead of just rushing,
I'll see the moon in the afternoon.
Exactly.
So I'm more aware of my environment. Because of yoga.
It's interesting how your daughter comes for yoga. Do you feel like, we don't even have young people that are even doing yoga as much as they should? Because I really felt like the older generation are doing more yoga, of course, but young people, we need it so much.
No, definitely, because when she came, I thought she would be able to do all the positions because she's younger.
Yes.
When you do yoga, you go into these positions that babies do, where you roll your feet and you put them right behind your ears.
Yes.
And I thought it would be simple even for her, and also pointing out the meiotis, stretching, the body. She's a girl. So, for me, I thought it would be very good for me to introduce yoga to her at a very young age, so that she grows up with that confidence, and where she's asking herself, am I happy? Do I like, doing what I'm doing? So I've really found that, she's become a lot more grounded, and, she's expressing herself, a lot more. I'm finding, she's got more language. So
which is very important.
Which is very and expressing themselves, and just confidence and focus, on books. Focus on sport. Like now I'll tell her, remember when we're at yoga, what does Tendai say? Mom, focus. Exactly. So if you're on the hockey field, focus on hockey.
If you're at the books, focus on the books.
If you're doing books, focus on the books.
Yeah. Yes. Well, thank you so much, Christina, and I'll be joining you in the next session, of course.
Can't wait. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much to all our guests for coming through. Thank you to Tendai, thank you to Carol, thank you to Christina, and thank you to all our viewers, of course. Now you can reach us on www.orbit-international.org, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. See you next time.